We're live. And right, ladies and gents, welcome to GT Sport Malaysia Season 3, Round 4 from Blue Moon, Infield A. I'm your host, Yuki Kaze, as it were as you look from the standings. Okay, first and foremost, since you can actually get to see what's going on in the previous round on YouTube. So I haven't seen the race yet, but from what I've gathered is it's a bit ajibaji, but it is what it is with brands. One slip up, you're off basically. So, anyways, to explain a bit about Blue Moon Infield A is basically it is, as you could see, it is technically a tri-oval, though it is not exactly like Pocono, but hey, it is wide enough. I would say it's not that tight, but then again, it's only wide on the ovals, but otherwise, down in the infield, it's quite tough. Not to mention, you need to get your lines right, or else there's there's the brick wall heading your way. So, anyways, I for once will actually go and give you guys a bit of a track tour. So here I am. So, we're now actually getting out to into the track. So what you see here is we're basically going into turn 1. So this is basically 4th gear into the main part, and we're getting into the inside part again. Two gears down. And then here comes another braking point into the 3rd gear. 4, down to 200 kilometers an hour, to the hard braking to 2nd gear. Well, I'll say it is the slowest part of the track. Here's another one going to down 2nd gear, 3rd. Watch that 100 marker. You can actually go flat through there, but just to be safe, before. So basically, this is basically battle to the metal, up into the start finish line, and that is basically one full lap. So, I guess that one is basically, well, it's not a very long track, to be honest, but hey, sometimes you need a little bit of a short track and add a few more corners. Yeah, it's going to catch out someone. But anyways, a little bit of a info from what happened after 3 rounds is we have Duncrack in first. Well, not surprising because he's been consistent and fast throughout 3 rounds. But in the surprising turn of events, we got a battle for P2 here between Kairur and Wadi for P2 in the championship. Whereas we also got a battle for P4 between Adam and Ntala. Otherwise, so far, it is still quite early, but hey, can we actually see someone actually break Duncrack and Ace's domination of this championship so far? So, well, fingers crossed. Oh, and by the way, a bit of a bit of a disclaimer. This GT Sport tournament is brought to you by Pitstop TV and the apparel, and also a little bit of a shout out to Go for letting me broadcast here. So yeah, shout out, shout out to you guys. Otherwise, if you guys were in the Klang Valley, would basically want to go and have a run and basically go ahead and practice, well, do come on over. I mean, like, it's quite right beside Sunway Pyramid. So yeah, do come over. I mean, like, we got the TGT right over here, and also a seat from Next Level Racing. So I mean, like, if you guys want to have some great, want to feel about what the TGT really is, do come on over. Otherwise, let's see what's going on inside the track. Well, anyways, okay. I'm not really quite sure what Dan Craig is doing as of time being. Probably just, maybe just being inside the road. So anyways, let me explain again for those of you who might be new or just started to actually watch this first race, is that everyone is using Super GT cars, and to be specific, it is the latest spec GT 500 cars, in which you got the Lexus LC 500, you got the Nissan GTR, and also the Honda NSX, which, well, to be honest, no one is actually using, because, well, I myself tried it, and to be fast is you need to, like, optimize it to the absolute best, because the Honda, though it is fast in a straight line, it is twitchy though. I mean, like, in order for it to be fast, it's basically a mid to high speed corner fast. But otherwise, oh, there we go. There goes Cairo going a bit, having off on the hairpin there. But otherwise, as I was saying, in the NSX, you need to, like, fully optimize the car in order for you to be fast. Because otherwise, that's it. You're not gonna be competitive in it. So, and as it were, as you could actually see, everyone is literally on Lexuses or GTRs. It's either way. So, as far as we are concerned, most of the teams are on Lexus except for my Zen's team, in which both of them are using GTRs, as you can see here. So, either way, I mean, like, in this championship, everyone has the freedom to use whatever car they would actually use in order to be competitive. But, yeah, I mean, so far, as you could actually see, I mean, like, the Lexus seems to be the go-to car. But otherwise, everyone's basically, well, free to use whatever car they would possibly want to. And my son, the flashy GTR, decided to like, you know what, get out of my way, and into the hairpin, which is the slowest part of the track, and into what is a third gear corner, and going back into the main speedway section. It's basically flat from here, so There you go, and across the finish line. So, as it were, let's see who's top, basically. So, let me just see where I could actually get this one done. Ah, here it is. Oh, it seems, there we go, Huzafa is setting a 1 minute, but that one is on super softs, so there's a lot to play for here. And seems ace from Wadi Rasal is doing dipping into the 59s. So yeah, that is an incredible time to go to. But otherwise, as you could see from the list, everyone's doing 1 minute on average. We got roughly, we got like two to three guys into the low 1 minutes, whereas the others are usually into the high 1 minutes and slower. But otherwise, well, it is still practice. It's not qualifying, so anything it still goes. Guys, like oh. So, as it were, the strategies would be pretty much deferred into who's on who and who's in what position. So, well, yeah, it depends. So, like, say, if you were like in the front, there's a possibility that you would actually go for softs or super softs. But like, if you were like in the front row, you would usually use basically super softs to ensure like you could actually go out there and sprint, and then after that you could basically defer your strategy. But there you go. Otherwise, that's that. Oh yeah, speaking of the track, to add a bit of where are we roughly? We might probably near Florida, due to the fact that hey, we have we got an airplane going to land, so it's probably that, or we're probably somewhere in California, but well, like, hey, we got the California Raceway. Too bad, we lost Riverside, so rip. But otherwise, it looks like it. And so it seems that everyone is currently now basically going around the track, just basically doing laps. So, as it were, with racing, to be fast is you need to be consistent, and not to mention smooth. And with the Super GT cars, you need to be like throttle input wise, you need to be absolutely on the dot, because one slip up, that's it. that's your race gone. Possibly, I mean, like that would basically wreck your strategy. So, yeah. And so, as it were, we have like 2 minutes to go. So, I mean, let's get on to it with qualifying. Okay. Let me do a bit of sharing. Okay, should be better now. And here we go. We are into qualifying. I would say currently as it stands, I mean, by the looks of things, well, okay, we are currently focusing on these guys because, hey, they have a championship battle for the teams. So, in one way or another, we would like to see who's who and who's basically pull off the first shots. And of course, for qualifying, everyone is on basically super softs because, well, that is the optimum tire to use to set a time. So, and as far as we could actually see here, we no, that's an outlap of 120.3. But as it stands, no one is actually set a time. Okay. Oh, whoa, whoa. What's going on? Okay, a bit of a technical difficulty there, but hey, it is what it is when it comes to like online. So that's a bit of a bummer there. So um, yeah, we'll be back. I'm not really quite sure whether the qualifying might get delayed or something, but that's a bit of a problem there. Oh yeah, if you guys don't mind the background sound, I'm at Cove currently, so I mean like yeah. So if there is a bit of a background noise, so I mean like forgive it. So well, as it were, we are trying to get the servers back up. So yeah, a bit of a bummer there. Just when you thought that, oh yeah, they're all getting into setting their times, and then this happened. So that's gonna hurt. But otherwise, um, okay, when it comes to like motorsports news, well, a bit of a filler here. So when it comes to like motorsports news, there is a possible. I'm not really quite sure, but currently there's nothing confirmed as of now. So, but it seems that you guys know Jimmy Johnson from NASCAR. I mean, like that guy had won several Sprint Cup titles. So at the end of his tenure for Hendrick Motorsports, it seems that he's willing going into circuit racing, which is a massive surprise because so far from what I've seen from all of the years over the past 10 years is this guy is well road racing or circuit racing wise that guy's well here's the thing that is not his strong point so it's not exactly what it is but by the looks of things it could be a very interesting thought. And then of course, like these days, I mean, like in one way or another, motorsports does seem to be a bit saturated. So I mean, like to see people going multi-class, like they're not sticking to like just simply single seaters, and well, guys doing GTs, endurance racing and such. So I mean, like it's like going back to the heyday of the 60s back when, well, basically, Formula One drivers drive almost everything from Mini Coopers, Lotus Cortinas, um, you name it. Probably like what, midget racing, all that jazz. Because, hey, that's what it is. I mean, like, if you want to say that you're going to be like, well, you want to be like the best driver ever. I mean, like, it's not just by winning championships. It's by showing how do you actually win by those championships. So, and then of course, like win, like currently what Alonso is currently doing, trying to win the triple crown. Uh, yeah, it would be a really interesting thought. I mean, like, well, trying to do Indy is, well, trying to win Indy is in itself a huge achievement because I mean, like, hey, you're driving like 300 kilometers of one heck of a chess game, and yeah, it's not from a spectator's point of view. Yeah, it looks boring because I mean, like, they only goes left, but not when you're actually driving a single seater at 300 plus Ks. So it's actually quite thrilling. And of course, I mean, like in one way or another, it could potentially kill you. That is why some circuit drivers just simply just remove themselves from going to Indy and, well, basically ovals and such. So, are we going to get a a run, or it will be another DC? And so, yeah. Oh, wait. That that Jets is possibly a 737. Yeah, probably not. Yeah, but my heart, my gut feeling is basically saying it is the latter. So there's that. So okay, like everyone's here. Well, is it? Because here's the thing: no one's on track currently. No one's setting a track. So yeah, here's the thing. When it comes to like racing, I usually go for a bit of a front bias, by just 1 or 2 clicks and such, just to get things up and running. So yeah, ladies and gents, qualifying is already here, but no one's on the track as of now. But well, let's see. And as it were with qualifying, here's the thing: just basically pace yourselves and get some space so that you will not go to impede anyone else. So, I mean, like, the last thing that you possibly want to do is basically impede someone. Well, okay, what I'm trying to say here is you basically, well, in one term, you are blocking someone from setting a time. So, that's a big no when it comes to like qualifying. So, yeah. So, to the guys on the track. Ooh, that's a bit of contact there, but then again, I mean, like it's still qualifying, so it is pretty much a pass. So, as it were, we have TFRT and Love Life basically having, well, they are quite close in the championship so far. So it is quite interesting how how things are going to pan out after this. Because, yeah, I mean, so far, Love Life is on, well, being really consistent so far. I mean, like, it's still early days. I mean, we are, 3 rounds down. There's like about a dozen to go. So, and so far we have still yet to have a time. That is up until now with 1 minute point 1. Cairo on pole, provisional pole, as it were. So going to the infield section now. Oh, and that is not exactly trying to improve, but then again, I mean, like, sometimes the most optimal of tires is they could actually last 1 lap, and then like all of a sudden, yeah, tires in terms of performance, it basically drops from then on in. I mean, like, you still have tire life, yeah, sure, but it's not going to be fast as it were during the first lap. So, no, as it stands, and seems ace domination continues, I guess. But, well, not exactly, not with Cairo on pole, so. Having a pit stop there. Basically no refueling, just to make the car light. Anyways, let's move on to the only GTR team, my son's team. So I mean, like, so far I've raced him before at St. Croix, just when I thought that I'm going to do a commentary at the time, and then like, yeah, I've been drafted in the last minute. I did a, if you could actually see the race on YouTube, I mean, what I did is basically just being consistent, and then like plan during the like 2 to 3 laps to the end. All I do is just basically pressure them, and like, yeah, he basically went wide, which is classic. So that's basically a freebie going to P6 at the end there. So will we see such tic-tacs going on? Well, that's classic racing for you. And not to mention, like, my son, what's wrong with your lamps, man? And oh yeah, it seems that, like, seriously, having a space in such a very short track is a bit of a problem here. Well, it's not like Monaco problem, in which Monaco is basically you need to like be accurate and you need to know where, and someone's going off track there. I'm not really quite sure who. And Intala. Intala. Okay, by the way, yeah, but I mean, like, that it is what it is when it comes to like, trying to like push myself off, not trying to be fast. But, well, so far he's not doing so good, isn't he? I mean, like, currently as it stands, he's 5 seconds out, which is, he is 1 minute 5, which is not exactly optimum, but we still have like I would say another 10 to like 5 minutes to go. So there is everything to play for here currently. But as it stands, it seems we're gonna have an interesting battle for the lead. Apparently, Ricardo on pole currently with 1 minute 1. Duncrack in P2, and Huzaifa in picking up P3. Though I'm not really quite sure what's the gap there. Ah, there you go, 3.3 of a second. And Taichi is actually quite close to 100s. My word. So I mean, like, there's still all to play for in this qualifying session. So yeah. By the way, let's go on board with Kairor, by the way, guys. Right, boys, here is one lap of the track. So basically we are at the final turn of the main speedway. It's picking up speed of up to 280 kilometers, that's pretty much max. And at the time being, he's doing a 59.7. Wow. Talking about lap time, bro. So as a road, this is basically what that is in gear through there, so that is commitment for you. So, I mean, into the infield section, which is, I would say, it's and into like getting to the 100 marker, go down the gears into like second. So I mean, like, it's really quite interesting. But I mean, like, this one is basically you're trying to do your very optimum in basically creating a lap time. So I mean, like, the tires are pretty much shot. So I mean, like, that's the end of it. So, it seems by the looks of things, Ace's dominance might getting me challenged for it, to be honest. Okay, excuse my vocabs, but by the looks of things, yeah, we are going to have a battle for the top spot, like a legit battle. I mean, like, this is no longer it's going to be like one team and such, but from what I could actually deduce in the qualifying session as of now, it seems that way. We're going to have a basically a dogfight in round 4. So yeah, and who says shorter tracks doesn't make good racing? Oh, Yoariko is still yet to make a time, so I mean, like, that's well, at the very least you should actually do a banker. At the very least, just to be safe. We have like, how many drivers are there? So we basically have 2. Well, still like 3 seconds down, but I mean, like, that's pretty much not optimum because mostly if you want to like at very least be quite decent, I would say I would deduct about 1 minute, about 1 minute one at the highest to be slow right over here. So yeah, being 3 seconds or 5 seconds down, I would say in a very competitive field is not exactly the plan. So oh, and look what do we have here? What he's done P6, which is actually quite surprising for me, because I mean, for as long as I race with this guy, he's really is fast. Not to mention consistent. So I mean, to see him, I would say currently now in the high to midfields is actually quite surprising. So I mean, like you should get a grips. But I mean, we have like, well, we are now 17 minutes into the qualifying session. So are we going to see an end here or somewhat? Well, technically we have close to, I'll say 8 minutes before quali ends, so there's still a lot of time left to set a time. So, but as far as I could actually see, yeah, we have a bit of a surprise. But later on during the race, though, I mean, I really hope that everyone gets into the first corner single file. I mean, like, we really don't want to see any shenaniganry. But I mean, like, there will be perhaps. So, but then again, I mean, I would like to see everyone going from, basically go to the first corner in single file. No one makes any aji-baji moves. I mean, like, to basically secure positions, yes, but I mean, like, don't try to do it early in the race. And it seems Uzaifa is fast in the first sector. Let's see what he's trying to do. That is smooth on the hairpin. Going down the gears into second. By 0.9, but that's a personal best nonetheless. So I mean, like, you could still get to P2 perhaps. He should use more of the track, in all honesty. But there you go. He goes up to P3. But still, I mean, like, he sets a very fast first sector there. So there's still a possibility. And there you go. He's still fast in the first sector. And meanwhile, we still have a car in the middle of the road, like, which is not to mention he's in the middle of the racing line, so that's not exactly ideal. I mean, like, if it was severe enough, you might get a race ban where he's still fast by 4 1,000s, but that's still not enough to actually go up the field. And it makes a pit stop. I mean, like, okay. To add also, I mean, like, wow, we got a lot of cars in this kind of real estate, man. Not exactly ideal, but guys, do get some space in order for you to be fast, and not to mention not try to beat anyone. He's 1/10 up, so there's a possibility that my side could actually get into P3, perhaps, I would say. Not so much, but still, I mean, like, there's still an improvement going into the hairpin and into another, I would say, this is, I would say, one of the Tilka drone corners, because, I mean, like, it's quite a deceptive double left, but it's actually a left. But otherwise, into the final turn 3 of the speedway, and what time we actually see no improvement on time. So yeah, not exactly what we're actually expecting. But Bloody, by the way, he is improving, because before he was like 0.6 down, but now he's like 0.4 up, no, 0.4 from the leader. But otherwise, he's gonna be stuck in the middle on the back. So, well, I would say midfield. So I mean, like, this is going to be a very interesting prospect to see during the race. And apparently he ran out of fuel. By the looks of things. Not exactly what you need. And we have like 1 more minute, so I mean, like, can these guys make up any improvements? So I would say for the race, it will be a very interesting prospect on who's going on who. And when I say who's going on who, is what tire compounds they are going to use. So that would be a very interesting prospect, because who's gonna do the long run, who's gonna go the sprint and basically try to basically extend the lead. So yeah, there's a lot of tactics to go for, and yeah, it is a short track, so there you go. But otherwise, Dunbrack again, my goodness, he is on pole with a 59.4. So Cairo, for some unknown reason, went down somewhere, because I'm really trying to actually track down where he really is. Ah yes, he's 0.3. So which still still put him into P2. So that is Duncrack in pole, Cairo in P2, Huzaifa in P3. So then again, though, I mean, still goes for it? Yeah, it really does. So Yoriko in the end makes it to P7 in one way or another. So that's that. That is qualifying over, and well, see you in the race. So here we go. We're about to start the race, and will it be Aji Baji? Will it be single file? Will it be demolition derby? God knows, but let's hope it's clean. And well, let's keep it clean and show some actual racing, boys. seems, guys, apparently we have a bit of a, again, apparently it's one of the GT Sport glitches because, hey, reasons. So, yeah, a bit of an issue there. So currently now, I mean, I should be a-okay to go. So, yet again, これから人生が悪魔が Malaysia GT Sport Season 3, Round 4. So we're going to pick up somewhere in the midfield because, I mean, focusing on the leader is... See any lights, and we gotta go. Tai Chi basically can get into a lot of wheel spin there, and as expected, he is losing places, falling down like a stone into the first corner. Will everybody get into it? And it seems so. Everyone's pretty much getting to the first corner, pretty much single file. Got smart, going for a 1-2 currently as it stands. We have Dunkirk in P3, and it's from out of nowhere into P4 and into the hairpin. Does it actually make it? Dunkirk goes up to P2, but he could actually get into the reversal, so it's still there, and Uzaifa still maintains P2 into the speedway section. And here's how it seems. Into lap 2, we have Kairos in the lead by 0.5 of a second over Huzaifa, who is currently, as Dunkirk is actually getting to the slipstream. Could he actually get into the first corner? Into the outside line. Wow! Dunkirk goes into P2. Whereas Atala goes up from, well, he still remains P4. Anyways, that was just sublime. Dunkirk going the outside line to get from P3 to P2. Okay, now that's confidence for you. Meanwhile, we've already we got I'll say three guys going off, and we have a spin. It seems goes off. Wadi is off. What happened to him there? He's down to P9, but my goodness gracious. I mean, he went down, and Adami went into P9 currently as it stands into the straight. Will he do anything? Quicksters went sideways into the first corner. So far, seems we're pretty much okay. Wadi Rasa is going up from losing P9. He's up back. But I mean, so far so good. But currently, as it stands, it seems like everyone would basically wants to basically maintain a steady pace. But okay, currently now we have a battle for P8. Though I'm not really quite sure. That was a bit awkward, but then again, hey, connections, but still, what even makes it around, and he's up to P8. Or maybe not. He's still battling out for P8 down there, and goes to the inside line. Does he actually make it? Yeah. And he's up to B8. Meanwhile, okay, really, I'm not really quite sure what's going on, but I mean, there's a bit, it seems like a bit of a connection issue, so, Yeah, Aji Baji, and of course there's gonna be penalties somewhere in the line. But let's hope. And what happened there? Okay, what happened there? I'm really not sure, but what's going on? What's going on with my son, by the way? And he left the room. So, anyways, that's a bit unfortunate there. With people having connection problems. But anyways, let's get back into the actual race. We have Cairo leading now by 1.6 seconds, which is, let's be fair, it is still early in the race. So I mean, like, things could still change. It seems everyone's pretty much in single file, but currently as it stands, no one is actually making an actual move. But okay, among the leaders, yes, there's not much room, not much movement for position, but there might be for, I'd say, P3. Not correct. Not. Dunkirk into the inside line, having a look, not really get into it, stays right behind. But still, I mean, like, we really need to look at those tires, though. So, as it stands, I mean, like, there's not much going on pole, basically. But otherwise, so far in the lead, I mean, like, Cairo is really leaving these two behind. And look at the amount of gap that was basically being reduced by 3 seconds. So I mean, like, basically Cairo is getting a freebie here, unless he actually makes a mistake. But well, knowing Cairo, I mean, like, that guy is very consistent. So, and not to mention fast. Oh, a bit going up into gravel there, which is a big no-no when it comes to, like, racing, because you're gonna pick up those dirt on the tires. Not to mention less grip. So as it currently, as it stands, he's basically killing his tires now. There's not much can actually do about it. But meanwhile, we have a legit battle for P6 between the two teammates, and oh yeah, like, this is a new combo in which before this, and Atala gets into the pits from P4. So where will he come out remains the question. He's rejoined P7. But otherwise, well, so it seems currently now we are into the first round of pit stops, in which Atala makes a call there on lap 7. So I mean, like, he's one of the early pit stoppers. I would say probably going for the long run, but otherwise, yeah, tactics plays into hand, and it seems, do we have our leaders? Yeah, it seems Cairo is in. It seems like our leaders are in, but it seems Cairo is going to basically get into the lead, and yeah, there we go. Whereas David, like, he really needs to make a stop, and we have a bit of a Aji Baji. We have an Aji Baji into the first corner. Not exactly what you really need there, but still remains in David still remains in P3 though. But as it seems, he's still yet to make a pit stop. But by the way, so technically we still have Cairo in the lead. Adam is still yet to make a pit stop, I guess. Yeah, yes, he did. Still yet to make a pit stop, and Untala makes into P5, which is on track. Is currently it is where he stands. P4. Dunkirk, meanwhile, is now technically down to P5. Oh. Into the first corner. Will he actually sticks it? And he really does. So he's up to P4. Like, okay, like seriously. I mean, like currently, as it seems, I mean, like we've seen Ace dominating all 3 rounds, but this time around, round 4, in what is basically Florida, these guys are having a bit of a struggle here, and into the hairpin, nowhere to go. So obviously, the next opportunity that you basically get is on the speedway section. So will he have that run? It seems he does so. That's enough. That's good enough room there. Still neck and neck though. He's up into the first corner. Who's going to be much more have more balls there? And Dunkirk makes it stick. So he's up to P3. But all those Aji there cost him a lot of time. Let's be honest here. Like currently now he's down 10 seconds off the leader, and he's 2.5 seconds down on P2. So currently now is more or less a recovery run. I'm not really quite. No, I would say yeah. Back markers are really costing him a lot. Meanwhile, let's pick up the battle for P7 here, in which Yuhariko, well, as it were, it seems by the looks of things he's go for a medium, which is like, let's be honest here, I mean, like it's not exactly the strategy to go to, because, well, as you could actually see, he's basically doing 1 minute 2s, 1 minute 3s, which is not exactly ideal. So I would say for me currently, in order for him to be going up the field, he should be on top of mediums. And that's a bit of a budge. That's a bit of a budge, and he's out. That's basically that's more or less his race run. And I'm not really quite sure whether he could actually get a good enough result in this, but I mean, getting Baj over, I mean, Kutster is definitely going to get something of a penalty there, for sure, because that's a clear Baj there. Not exact. I mean, like if you want to have contact, well, technically this is somewhat class 1 DTM. But then again, though, I mean, you don't do that. You definitely don't do that, man. So, and anyways, it seems we have some. Oh, okay, but my mistake. So it's basically Uzaiwa going through money to basically put a lap on him. That's when I thought that there's a battle for P2 there. But otherwise, Cairo is in the lead by 0.8 of a second, which is huge, let's be real. So I mean, all the shenanigans right behind the battles, really basically handing him basically a race on his plate, on his dinner plate basically. So yeah, not exactly what you really want to do when you're trying to fight for the lead. And as far now currently, as far as any mistake goes, if he does a mistake or any slip up, that's it. It's still game on. But currently, as it seems, now we're close to like halfway into the race so far. It seems he's basically backing it for a win. So are we going to have a non-ace driver finally wins a round? So I mean, like with this, it's definitely game on for the championship. Anyways, back to the race, and it seems we have a battle for P2. Time track is over up the slipstream. Will he go on the outside line again? Oh, that's a bit naughty there. That's a bit naughty, in all honesty. But going into the into the infield, and a bit of a different line there, and it seems like Uzaifa somewhat okay. Both of them are more or less equal on tire wear. But still, that's a bit naughty there, in all honesty, by Uzaifa. I mean, he should leave at least a bit of room. But well, for as long as both of them still remains on track and still battling each other, I mean, like, well, a little bit of contact, good. I mean, I would say it's a bit sketchy. But then again, I mean, it's racing. It's okay. For as long as will he actually gets it into the infield, into the inside this time round, and Untala goes to make his second pit stop of the day. And he's up, and he's really up. Willie, no! And Duncraig remains in P2. But we still have pit stops to go to, so I would say the leaders would be going in on lap 17. So currently, as it stands, it seems so far it's pretty much single file currently. Bit of action fact. Couple of quarters there, but now it seems like the leaders are now currently doing their second stint, and Adam yet again, I mean, like, he's on a different strategy altogether, because, well, he did pretty much the same as it were, because like currently I'm not really quite sure what he is actually trying to do, but I mean, like, he's currently really on a very alternate strategy. But with worn out tires, I'm not really quite sure whether he could actually make a jump on the pits. So, well, that remains to be seen. As Cairo now currently effectively still leads by 11 seconds. By 11 seconds. And we got a spinner. We have a spinner. And it seems it's one of the back markers by the looks of things. And yeah, it really is one of the back markers. Meanwhile, Yoriko is still back down there in P9. I mean, yeah, mediums is definitely not the way to go. Not when you're trying to like be on pace, but now it seems I guess he won't possibly do anything much unless we got guys in front of him doing the argy-bargy and basically doing mistakes. So otherwise, he would basically stays where it is, P9, possibly going into P8, but that depends on what's the post-race stats comes out. We'll have to wait and see. But otherwise, it seems very crowded into the third and final section of the racetrack so far. And Wadi's still catching up. And he definitely got a better run there. So currently now, I mean, he's already maxed out. Will he actually make it? I don't think so. Will he? No. So after the first, going to the infield now. It seems he's basically pretty much stays put. And Uzaifa into the gravel. That's not going to be good for his tires. And Wadi is having a run into the hairpin. He does it. Will he? Is it done? Is it dusted? Not. And it's pretty much does it. And Wadi's up to third. Wow. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, if there's any ladies out there, one slip up into the gravel, that's it. You basically just get dirt on your tires. You're not gonna have much grip, and that's basically, well, you're gonna burn your tires a whole lot more. So currently, as it stands, roughly at the pace that we're actually going, we have roughly 18 minutes to go. But hey, we're not doing time race here. But otherwise, we are having another battle, getting into the hairpin yet again. Seems pretty tight. Can he actually go to the outside line, which is actually pretty dirty? So, and yet again, we have yet again, like, how many spins? That is, I would say, team-wise, that is basically the third spin of the day. But, well, anyways, back into can we actually see? He's up. He's really up. And still maintains. So it seems we are going to see a tremendous battle for P3 as it stands, because I mean, like, P2 and P1, they're basically way off into the distance. Like, only a mistake from them would basically put them back into where it was. Ooh, a bit of a, that's not really what the doctor ordered. And Huzaifa possibly, yeah, he's inside the slipstream. Within 500 meters, you could still have a slipstream there, so there's a possibility that you could still get up into P3. Will he actually make a move here? First turn. No. But the gaps are still quite tight there. 0.2 of a second. Man. But otherwise, if we could look at the times. Oh, and he spots! And he pins it! Just when you thought that we were going to actually talk about what he actually does over the past several laps during the time-wise, he pins it! No! And Adam said, like, for some odd reason, got a penalty. Well, but still, he completely pins it. Well, that's basically, that's done. That's pretty much done for P3. That's when you thought that we're going to have a battle for P3. That's it. That's pretty much done and dusted. Ay, ay, ay. So, well, it is what it is when it comes to like racing. One slip up, that's it. It's either your race is run, or you basically handing over a plate to someone else. And he really does give it a plate to Uzaifa, so which is, he's currently now, let's be honest here, he's totally P3 unless he does a mistake. That's it. He's definitely gonna get P3. Which also, when it comes to like championship wise, this is a really good boost when it comes to like battle for the championship overall. Meanwhile, we have a battle for P7 down here into the left hairpin turn, in which Guster is still having a bit of a connection problem there, and David Wong went into B7, and Intala is going to make his possibly. It's not going to be his final pit stop because at very least. So that is he left. He went into the pits at lap 15 or 16 the last time I could actually remember. So that's about 10 laps, 10 or so laps. So that's still inside from within when it comes to like fuel strategy wise. But otherwise, currently as it stands, the leaders are doing also their third pit stop. So as far as we could actually see, well, Tala just went out of the pit, so he's technically in front of these two, but since he's right behind these two, there's a possibility that these two would actually slow him down, since and it seems, well, not exactly, because all three of them were on fresh rubber, so I'm not really quite sure what happened there, but then again, and Intala is basically catching up. Will he actually take a look on the hairpin? Remains to be seen. Will he? But that's a bit of a bumper damage there, so that's a bit of a concern when it comes to like aerodynamic wise. So currently as it stands, so far so good, but like this is basically holding up Intala a great, I mean a lot. He's being held up a lot because David he's extending the gap by 1 second, and Intala makes a move into the first turn. Will he actually does it? Okay, whatever. That is connection for you. As Yoriko makes another stop. It seems like, like seriously, I mean, currently Yoriko is on a very alternate strategy, probably going for tops and then makes another earlier pit stop to probably going on super softs. Well, it remains to be seen, but if he could actually keeps this up, well, currently now he's like 30 seconds off, so will he actually make it going up by a few more positions? That still remains to be seen. Meanwhile, well, Adam is definitely not in this battle because look at his tires. His tires is basically shot, and he should make a stop soon. Meanwhile, Cairo is 18 seconds in the lead. By 18 seconds. And that's one of the back marker is actually hitting the wall. So that's, I'm not really quite sure about it, but probably like 5, probably 8 collisions. So not looking so good there. Otherwise, Dunkirk has made a move over Adam, but as a consequence, he's basically down on Uzai for about 2.8 seconds, which is no bueno. But well, he's not. Adam is not really doing Dundray any favors, does he? So, anyways, it's pretty much it for the top 3 because Wadi Rasau is like, there you go, 35 seconds off. So I mean, like, he's basically having a very lonely race. But otherwise, it's pretty much Haji going down in P6 here. David is pretty much getting shot on his tires, whereas Entala is, well, having a fresh one. So I mean, like, yeah, it seems both of these guys, David and Kunster, is costing Entala a whole lot. I mean, with Entala have to battle with them for position, by the way. So it's not, again, it's not doing Entala's any favors at all. Because as you could actually see earlier, he was at the most top P4. But then, like, all of a sudden, I'm not really quite sure what happened to him right after the first pit stop. So yeah, I guess we have to look back at the post-race stats. I'll say go and look back at the race replay. Meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, we are 11 laps to go from the end of this race. So we're pretty much 3/4 the way through. So basically this is the final quarter of the race. As David finally makes a stop. And Kunster still goes for super softs. So this is 2 different strategies altogether for battle for P7. And he goes for medium? Am I seeing this right? He really does go for a medium. So, in one way or another, this is a very bad call for him because there's only 8 laps to go and he went on for medium. So there's a possibility that he could actually, and he actually does lost a spot on the pit stop cycle there. So will Yohariko actually catch up? I'm not really quite sure, and he's already been lapped already by the leaders. Gee whiz. But otherwise, yeah, David's strategy on mediums on the final stint is not exactly quite good. I would say there's only 8 laps to go. So yeah, I'm not really quite sure what's up with the strategy, but yeah, that's not exactly trying to be fast, does it? And meanwhile, we have a battle with P4, but Wadi is still yet to make a stop, whereas Adam could possibly run until the end of the race. Yeah, I would say yeah. So Adam, with not battling anyone, I would say, other than doing the alternate strategies, in which he ended up pitting a bit later than anyone else. There's a possibility that he could actually get up 1 place up to P4. But that remains to seen as Cairo is into the pits for what is basically the final pit stop of the race. And there's no way Wadi could actually defend there. And Adam went to P4. So I mean, like, Adam could still maintain P4 only if he could actually just keeps his tires down, and it should be fine. But with him and on super softs, I bet during the final stages of the race, he's gonna struggle. So it's still confirmed-ish whether he's gonna stay get to P4, but otherwise, yeah, I would say he could actually get P4 through strategy and using tire compounds alone. But I would say the final part of the race is very vital for him to basically just conserve. Don't overdrive the car, especially. Meanwhile, oh, we have a spin. We have a spin on the pits. And he's somewhat like, you are equal. Okay, that is so game mechanics. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. One thing for sure, he doesn't collide with anyone, and he still get a 5-second penalty. So yeah, that's a bit retarded on my account. I'll say I don't know what you guys think, but yeah, you shouldn't get that 5 seconds. That is in no way, not even in a real race, an actual race, that you actually hit a wall pretty hard. I'm not whether by accident or not, but there is nothing. And Nuzaifa just went a bit too deep, and that's pretty much cost him basically P2. I would say a battle for P2. So that's the end of it, possibly. But otherwise, back to what I was trying to say just now. I mean, like, collecting with a wall and getting a 5-second penalty is just absurd. I mean, like, what is that? But otherwise, it seems everything is pretty much soon, but otherwise it's going to be a very interesting finish for P4 apparently. We'll just have to see how Adam's strategy pan out. But like I said, during the end stages, within the next few laps, he's going to struggle. But with a 13-second cushion, he might just do it. And that's another spinner. And like, seriously, guys, keep it up on track. I mean, like, it's like basically reminds me of Roman Grandola during the 24 Hours of Le Mans in what, 2011, 2012, in which basically every now and then he would basically just goes off the track for no apparent reason. So, but anyways, and that's pretty much shot off. So I mean, like, Goodster going on super softs cost him. So that is basically, I mean, like, okay, it seems we definitely have a battle apparently for the final 2 laps. And is that the same guys? Apparently so. So let's get back to the battle for P7 apparently. So David is on super softs. Goodster is also okay. Apparently, David is still on mediums, but Goodster is on softs. So there's a possibility that he could actually get into P7 by the looks of things. And into the front straight. Will he actually do it? but we have a final, and see now currently it is the final lap, so this is basically do or die, basically, for P8. So, are we going to see? And yes, Goodster makes it into P7. So that's pretty much done and dusted. He's on super subs. So unless he actually makes a mistake, it's pretty much done. Whereas Adam, yeah, apparently seems well. The pit lane is not exactly that long, and all you need to do is just a splash and dash, and that's pretty much it. So I would say, can I say the driver of the day would be Adam? I would say, yeah, because he's although he's pretty much having a more or less a very decent, no drama kind of race, but otherwise he's out of nowhere and he's up to P. He's on P4. So otherwise, yeah, a good drive from him, and I would say a very deserved P4. And by the way, we have our very first non-ace driver winner, Kyror, with an 18-second lead over Duncraig. But still, I mean, like with Duncraig in P2, that is he's basically minimized the damage so far. But with like three races on the trot, so there's that. So well, congratulations to Cairo, and finally we have a first non-ace driver to actually win a round. So congratulations to everyone. Though I mean, like, yeah, I mean, a bit of an ajibaji there is a bit regrettable, but overall, I would say race quality wise, pretty decent. Though I mean, like, well, I mean, like that the penalty though is a bit retarded. So then again, but overall, a very entertaining race. Let's be honest here. That is really is a very entertaining race. So, guys, I really hope you guys do enjoy the race. And as far as my actual commentary, I mean, like this is my actual first because I was supposed to be commentating during the say qual round in which I ended up being being one of the drivers. But otherwise, guys, thanks for watching. This is Yukikazi 77B signing off. Hope to see you in the next round. Peace out.